Cambodia rises like a phoenix from ashes of joy and sorrow, its soul etched in ancient whispers and fierce storms. Imagine shadows dancing in northwest caves where stone-wielded hands carved life from rock as early as 4000 BC. These bold souls, rice tenders long before the first dawn of AD, wandered south from misty northern hills, their tongues lost to time but their fire alive. Then, whispers from Chinese sails pierced the fog, tales of hidden realms hugging Mekong's curves, where Indian winds sowed seeds of wonder. Arts bloomed like lotuses, scripts flowed like rivers, and gods of Buddha and Shiva stood tall in stone hearts. Spirits of old trees and rivers lingered too, weaving spells with temple chants, a secret harmony that pulses today. In the heart of it all, Funan stirred from 1st to 6th centuries, a mountain of myths, cradle of Hindu dreams traded by sea nomads. Khmer words twisted with Sanskrit grace, checkered krama scarves fluttering like flags of forgotten queens. But empire's hunger. Funan faded, yielding to thunderous Angkor, where King Jayavarman II seized the throne in 802, his crown a vow of glory amid gathering shadows. What empires would crumble next? Feel the thunder of an empire that gripped Southeast Asia for 6 centuries, its Khmer rulers stretching claws from Myanmar's misty hills to the wild South China Sea, and up north to Laos's rugged peaks. These bold kings didn't just conquer, they dreamed big, etching their legacy in stone with Angkor, the world's grandest cluster of sacred temples, where gods and mortals blurred in the heat. Heroes like Jayavarman II sparked the fire, while Indravarman I dug deep for progress. Suryavarman II soared with vision, and Jayavarman VII sealed it with wisdom from 1130 to 1219. Picture their genius, clever waterwebs of vast man-made lakes and snaking canals, coaxing rice fields to burst with 3 harvests a year, feeding armies and artists alike. Cities bloomed with smart streets, towering spires, and supply lines that hummed like rivers, wonders that whisper today, proving a vibrant Southern Asian soul that dared to build forever. Dive into the Angkor heartbeat. At Bayan's heart in Angkor Thom, northwest Cambodia, a colossal stone smile gazes out, the face of Buddha fused with King Jayavarman VII, a Buddhist haven echoing the Hindu majesty of Angkor Wat. Back in the 800s, a shadowed Khmer prince broke free from foreign chains, racing home to claim his fate. Through secret rites in hidden groves, he forged a united realm near today's Siem Reap, crowning himself Jayavarman II. He summoned a fierce cult hailing Shiva as Devaraja, the god king, tying his throne to divine fury. For over 200 years, this mystic bond fueled Cambodian crowns, a spell of power that still haunts the ruins, pulling you deeper. What secrets do those smiling eyes guard next? From the misty dawn of the 9th century to the fading twilight of the 15th, over 24 fierce Khmer kings gripped the throne in Cambodia's beating heart, the grand capital. Heirs to Jayavarman II unleashed a frenzy of stone wonders, more than 1,000 temples etched with secrets on weathered walls, whispering tales of gods and glory that still echo today. Spotlight on Suryavarman II, the mid-12th century titan who sculpted Angkor Wat, a celestial fortress piercing the skies. Then came Jayavarman VII, a soul aflame with Buddhist fire, raising the enigmatic Bayon at Angkor Thom 50 years on a labyrinth of smiling stone faces guarding hidden truths. He dotted roads with healing havens and weary travelers' nests, yet these rulers chased spires over starving hearts, towers over trembling lives. The 12th century's blaze of triumph. Their realm swallowed Vietnam's coasts, Laos's wilds, Thailand's peaks, the Malay's shores, and Myanmar's shadows. Crumbled Khmer ghosts haunt Laos and Thailand, scratched inscriptions mocking time. Vassals northeast-west showered gold, China bartered silks for spice. The capital pulsed with a web of shimmering canals and vast water vaults, coaxing rice waves that fed a swelling tide. Plowmen, chisel-wielders, blade-sharp warriors locked in endless clashes, as crowns toppled kin in bloody bids. But shadows crept. By the 13th and 14th centuries, Thai titans once bowed low now roared free. Endless frays bled the land dry, populations withered like forgotten fields. And then, Theravada Buddhism slithered in, its whispers of pure deeds and silent trances unraveling the old divine fire. What curse sealed the empire's gasp? The air hangs heavy, unanswered. Whispers of equality from Theravada Buddhism rippled through Cambodia's rigid world, shaking the iron grip of kings and sacred Hindu clans like a storm at dawn. Parched skies unleashed endless droughts, while booming sea routes chipped away at Angkor's iron hold on distant lands. Then, thunder rolled. Thai warriors crashed in, scattering the elite to the misty southeast, hearts heavy with defeat, toward Phnom Penh's shadowed shores. Twilight fell hard from the 1400s to the 1800s, a grim spiral of crumbling dreams and stolen borders that clawed at the soul. A fleeting spark glowed in the 1500s as bold kings forged new strongholds by Tonle Sap's gentle curve along the Mekong, bartering silks and spices with Asia's far-flung kin. But fate twisted cruelly in 1594 when Siamese blades raised Longvec, chaining Cambodia as a fragile toy between Siam's roar and Vietnam's hunger. By the 1600s, Vietnamese feet stamped into the lush Mekong Delta, swallowing riches and sealing off the sea's salty kiss. Early 1800s brought more shadows. Vietnam's claws dug deeper, forcing Khmer ways to bend or break. Yet, as despair peaked, a foreign shadow loomed: France, hungry for empire between India's blaze and China's veil. In 1863, a trembling king begged for their shield. The tricolor flag unfurled, slamming shut the gates on Thai and Vietnamese storms. Salvation or snare? The air hummed with uneasy hope. Under France's watchful gaze, Cambodia simmered like a pot on low heat from the late 1800s onward. They pulled strings from afar, letting the old royal crown sparkle untouched, while local ways hummed along. Schools gathered dust. France poured scant ink there, but they sharpened the wheels of daily rule, carving snaking roads through green mazes, docking ships at humming ports, and mending bridges that spanned forgotten floods. Next door in Vietnam, coins flowed freer. Here, they coaxed rubber trees to weep gold in the east and shipped boatloads of shimmering rice to hungry markets abroad. Yet, a quiet gift gleamed. French hands dusted off Angkor's crumbling giants, piecing myths from faded scratches on stone walls. Suddenly, everyday folk traced their bloodlines through gods and ghosts, hearts swelling with stolen pride. Whispers of revolt, mere breezes. The throne's glow, temple bells' soft toll, and village rhythms stayed sacred. France's leash felt almost kind. Then, thunder cracked in 1941. Japanese shadows slunk into Indochina, sparing the Vichy puppets in their web. But as bombs rained in 1945, desperation clawed. Tokyo's men swept out French thorns, crowning a sly young prince, Norodom Sihanouk, in a blaze of false freedom. Echoes of empire quaked. By 46, Paris clawed back, dangling a half-loose rein. Cambodians scribbled their own laws, sparked fiery parties under the sun. But war's howl soon drowned the ink. Indochina erupted, red banners of rebels and dreamers clawing at French chains. Battles scorched Vietnam's hills from 46 to 54, guerrilla ghosts snatching Cambodian corners in the chaos. Hearts raced as shadows lengthened. Would blood paint the fields? No. In 53, Sihanouk, velvet voice sharp as a blade, bartered peace. France folded, flags dipped low. Dawn broke without a drop spilled. Cambodia gasped free, but in the hush, a kingdom reborn, teetering on tomorrow's edge. What ghosts would it chase next? Dawn cracked open a new chapter in 1954 with the Geneva Accord, slamming shut the bloody First Indochina War and crowning King Norodom Sihanouk's rule as Cambodia's sole true voice. The winds of change howled on. By 1955, the young monarch shed his golden crown like a serpent's skin, handing it to his father while chasing fire in the political arena. He birthed the People's Socialist Community, Sangkum Rester Neum, a force that swept the national polls, claiming every seat in a landslide roar. From the ashes of royalty rose Sihanouk the statesman, prime minister until 1960, when death claimed his father and thrust him to head of state. Adored by the masses like a living legend, he crushed rivals with a fist wrapped in thorns. Mercy a stranger in his shadow. Enter the Cold War's icy grip, the 1950s knife-edge standoff between America's eagle and the Soviet bear's growl. Superpowers circled Cambodia like wolves. US dollars, Chinese whispers, Russian iron, all hungry for alliance. Sihanouk danced the tightrope of neutrality, and oh, the rewards! Factories hummed, roads gleamed, bellies filled, prosperity bloomed in the neutral glow, but cracks spiderwebbed by 1965. Sihanouk snapped ties with Washington, flinging open borders to North and South Vietnamese fighters, their hidden camps pulsing like hidden hearts in Cambodian soil. As America's fury scorched Vietnam, embers leaped home, tensions boiled, whispers turned to war cries. The shadowy Cambodian Communist Party, Kampuchea's workers' fury, the CPK, ignited rebellion, blades flashing against the throne. Chaos choked the land, coins vanished, markets withered. Sihanouk's grip slipped like wet rope. Cornered, he clawed back to Uncle Sam. Yet doom thundered in 1969. Nixon's voice boomed from afar, unleashing skies of fire. Bombs rained on sanctuaries, shattering peace. Had Cambodia's fragile dream just shattered too? Or was a darker storm brewing in the smoke? Exile turned to betrayal in March 1970 as Sihanouk wandered foreign streets, oblivious to the knife at home. Cambodia's National Assembly, gripped by pro-Western hawks who despised Vietnamese shadows, yanked him from power. General Lon Nol, eyes cold as steel, seized the helm, vowing to steer the ship from chaos. Back home, the ousted leader faced a ghost's verdict, death by decree, whispered in empty halls. He fled to China's arms, a fallen prince plotting in the dark. By October, Lon Nol birthed the Khmer Republic, a fragile banner fluttering against gathering storms. From afar, Sihanouk struck back, weaving a rebel council with North Vietnam's ghosts and the Khmer Rouge, those red Khmers, flames of fury born from French words. US bombs fell silent in 1973, but Lon Nol's ragged troops clashed with invaders and insurgents, provinces crumbling to dust under fire's scar. Fields lay barren, bridges twisted like broken bones, and rivers choked with the dead. Hordes of the homeless surged into swollen cities, cries piercing the night. Defiance cracked in 1975. Despite America's desperate flood of guns and gold, the Republic shattered. Khmer Rouge warriors stormed Phnom Penh, victory's roar drowning hope. Echoes rippled south, North Vietnam's triumph weeks away. Then Pol Pot, the masked commander Saloth Sar, unleashed hell, empty the streets. Urban souls, herded like cattle to ragged earth, bent backs to plow under merciless suns. Democratic Kampuchea rose, a iron dream of isolation. Yet China's coins and Korea's crates slipped through cracks. Pol Pot's grip crushed like vines. Unlettered zealots ruled the ruins. Freedoms fled, speech silenced, steps chained, gods banished to whispers. Prayers outlawed, bellies portioned by fist, truths twisted in isolation. City survivors bore the worst lash, ghosts in their own land. As shadows lengthened, a whisper clawed the air. How deep could this abyss swallow before the dawn fought back? Dissent's price under the Khmer Rouge? A swift ticket to the shadows. Priests in saffron robes, clerks with ink-stained fingers, traders haggling in dusty stalls, even humble farmers pausing at dusk. They all vanished into the regime's maw if whispers of doubt escaped their lips. Picture the horror. Millions herded like ghosts across scarred earth, bellies hollow as drums, chained to killing fields or chambers where screams twisted into silence. In their 4-year nightmare, these red-cloaked fanatics snuffed out 1.7 million lives, 1 in every 5 souls, leaving Cambodia a hollowed husk echoing with the wind's lonely wail. Hunger for glory fueled fresh fires abroad. They lunged at border kin, claws out for ancient claims, but turned inward with venom sharper still. Ethnic Vietnamese and Chinese threads in the nation's weave, ripped free in pogroms of blood, bodies piled like cordwood. Eastern kin, branded traitors for Vietnam's shadow, faced the storm's full fury. Hundreds of thousands swallowed whole, their names lost to the monsoon's rush. Dawn clawed back in 1979, shattering Pol Pot's iron dream as invaders toppled his throne. Yet scars festered. Fast forward to October 1991, weary warriors, from jungle holdouts to global giants like the United Nations, clasped hands in fragile truce. Peace's blueprint bloomed. A shared throne between the UN's watchful eyes and Cambodia's splintered council, the Supreme National Council. At its helm, Prince Norodom Sihanouk, the Ghost King reborn, his voice a bridge over the abyss. By 1993, a fresh charter breathed life into the old crown. The monarchy stirred awake, birthing the kingdom anew, with Sihanouk reclining his gilded seat amid cheers that masked deep cracks. The fallen democratic Kampuchea, stripped bare, old allies fled, coffers emptied, UN chair yanked away like a traitor's noose. Today, Cambodia leans on strangers' scraps, foreign coins trickling where empires once poured gold. Faded spotlights from world powers dim the path, while homegrown storms of politics rage unchecked. Growth stumbles, democracy's flame flickers low. As pagodas pierce a sky heavy with memory, one raw ache lingers. Will this wounded phoenix soar free or bow forever under history's unyielding weight?